All right. Looks like we're about to go live right now. We're about to have some fun this evening. Hey, guys, for the folks who are already on here, welcome. Glad you're on. We're going to be getting into it about 9 o'clock. If you're here for the first time, welcome. If you're my returning people, please, we know how we do. We know how we get down. We're going to have a good time talking about all the questions that you have. I'm going to run down and talk about what we posted this morning. For those of you who do not know, we do put a video out every Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And today we talked about erection fixes to avoid like the plague. And that's what we're going to hop into this evening, those erection issues that you should avoid like the plague. All right. So please, if you go ahead and drop a note in the chat room, let me know that you're alive, that you can hear me. Oh, Peter, didn't work for you. I guess we're talking about African fly. Hey, we're going to talk about that. I'll make sure we get that in there along with as many other subjects. If you're on, go ahead in the chat room. Let me know where you're from. What's going on with you? How you doing today? All that good stuff. Love hearing from you. Love hearing from my folks. It's all good. So let me see. Yep. I think we are all ready to get going. Yeah. So first of all, hey, Kelvin, how's it going, man? Good evening to you, sir. Just want to welcome everybody. My name is Brian, aka Uncle B, and for the last 20 years, I've been a men's performance coach with African Fly, the liquid aphrodisiac. And of course, I got to keep on bringing you the information that you can use, put into use in your life so you can get the best out of your sexual performance. What's going on, Michael? Charleston, North Carolina, in the house. London. All right, loving that. All right. Hey, welcome to everybody. What's going on, Rashad? Damon, welcome back, sir. Good to see you again. David, blessings to you. All right. So today we are going to be talking about erection fixes to avoid like the plague, because unfortunately, there are a lot of guys with issues. And so there are a lot of people who are going to come up with ways to get to your money and take it. And the unfortunate thing is that they, truly don't care from the standpoint of like, we're going to get into it. So, hey, Juan, what's going on? Good to see you again there, sir. Hey, Daniel, David. All right. You're all ears. Oh, good. Glad to hear it. So if you want to avoid these mistakes, these huge mistakes that a lot of guys are making, trying to overcome erection issues, I'm going to break down these common fixes that are out there that cause more problems. And as always, I've got to give a shout out to the Nephew Nation, all my guys out there who your minds are open. You're ready to learn some new stuff like you always should be. And also to my uptown uncles, the guys who've had their successes, had their failures, and are transparent about the information that we need to give to each other. So, of course, if you're on here, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, all that good stuff. We want to make sure that we get this information out. The more likes we get on here, the more people get to see this video, replays of the video. Now, let's get into it. First of all, I do want to say, hey, shout out to Robert. Jay, what's going on? Akron. Woo, okay. So yeah, Jarius. Yeah, you said you'll be on. Here you go. Indio, hey, good evening to you, sir. So as you know, I always talk about natural ways to overcome erection issues because it's necessary. If you don't take care of the basics, you're going to have problems, and those problems are going to compound because you're on a downward cycle. So these techniques that focus on just the penis, obviously they're going to be an issue because it's just focusing on the penis, is not focusing on the entire body. So let's go ahead and start with the obvious ones that you see every time you go to the gas station. They're now in 7-Elevens and different stores. Those gas station pills and potions that they have up there, those things are not great. I mean, you think about it. You're going into a place that doesn't have health in mind, and they're selling a quote unquote health product. Not a good look. And they carry some products in there that, the FDA is sort of loose in the regulations on these type of things. They're supplements. Big business, they're supplements, but there are a lot of people who take advantage of this and do some questionable things. One of the big pills that have been out there for a while, Rhino. There's some Rhino knockoffs that are making their way into the stores. And they cause issues with people. And, there used to be like Rhino pills that came out with Rhino Gold, Rhino Platinum, Crazy Rhino 25,000. I don't know where they came up with these names, but somebody out there figured out something worked, and they were like, "Let me get on this train and let me make some money." And it goes into that pill mentality. I call it the magical pill society. Just take this pill. That's all you have to do. And obviously, you're going to have some problems after that anyway. Even their packaging advertises things on there that that's not supposed to work like that. Let me go ahead and get this out right quick, because we had this question from Otis. Is there a savings code for African Fly? Hey man, because you're on here, AF15, African Fly AF15. You get 15% discount. Go to africanfly.com, check it out. So back to it. So yeah, their packaging advertises pill. Take one pill to last for 7, 9, or even 14 days. Yeah, even 14 days. Obviously, that makes no sense. And you have to be careful, because some of these pills contain ingredients like DHEA. For my guys out there who are athletes, if you're getting drug tested, that's something that's going to show up on there, and you're going to have you're going to have some issues. Arturo, what business do you have? Supplements? What for? What? Arturo, right quick, African Fly is a liquid aphrodisiac. That's my business. That's what I sell. But also, we want to make sure you get the information. So, we don't want you to be hooked on African Fly for the rest of your life. We want you to be able to take the product, have it help you, and also just take the suggestions that I give, and hopefully you don't have to worry about it. Okay. All right. No problem, Otis. People have reported having sweats, chest pains, and just plain feeling weird. I remember back in the day, I got a pill. I don't know what the brand name was. All I know is I got a headache from it. So be very careful with that. And the one thing I always say, these ingredients have been on the planet for less time than you've been alive. And that's important, because, you taking something that was invented 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. I worked at NIH in the animal labs section. So I understand the process of how they get pills moved through, medications moved through. They first test them on rats, because rats can multiply. They can see things for generations. Then they test them on monkeys, because monkeys are the closest to us. The problem is that we're not rats or monkeys. And when they do the actual testing, they're going to send these medications and pills out to thousands of people. They do testing on hundreds of people. Sometimes just 100, because the testing process is very expensive. And people just want to make money. So be very careful with those things, especially, let's talk about the medications. Okay. Viagra, Cialis, Levitra. You've seen the commercials. Everybody's all happy and hugged up and all this other kind of stuff. This is how it works. So basically, in your body, there is a chemical that releases the blood. When you get an erection, it stops the blood. And, when it's time for erection to naturally leave, that leaves. That chemical just says, oh, okay, here we go. All the blood that's out. What these different products do, they actually kill that chemical. So the blood goes in and it stays. So you get any level of arousal, the blood is going to go into your penis. It can't leave out of the penis. And therefore you get an erection. There's an issue. You haven't solved the main problem, which is, if you're having problems with your erections, testosterone and blood flow are the main things that you have to pay attention to. There's other things like nitric oxide and, your other chemicals involved. You have a very complex body, but those are the two main things. And so if these drugs do too good of a job, you're going to end up with those 4-hour erections. And people say, oh man, if I get a 4-hour erection, I'm gonna wear it out for 4 hours. No, you're going to be in pain because you have a 4-hour erection. That means blood is stuck in your penis. And they actually have to go in with a syringe. I've talked to a nurse who, the guy decided he's going to take, a couple of Viagra pills. The Viagra did its job too good. And he ended up with, actually, it was more than 4 hours. He had more than 4 hours before he got to the hospital, and, just an obvious pain and embarrassment. That's the reason why it took him longer than 4 hours to get there. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Honey packets. I'm not sure about that, David. We'll get to that in a second. All right. But yeah, guys, believe me, I am going to get to your questions. Go ahead and post them in there. We're going to go back through those in a second. Just want to knock this out. Make sure you get this good information right here. Now, Viagra also has some other issues. There was a guy who took four Viagra at the same time. Not sure why, but he ended up with kidney issues. So this medication, Viagra, has side effects like headaches, dizziness, nose trouble, visual issues. You know, and there's people who talked about the eyes started turning blue, something weird like that. Red in the face, heart concerns, queasy stomach, decreased heart rhythms, and no effect on libido. It has no effect. It doesn't affect your libido. So, you know, you have an erection and still not feel like doing anything. Because once again, you normally need that testosterone. Testosterone, the bursting and burning testosterone is what fuels an erection. So you have the testosterone, you have the erection naturally. And let's get into the other one that's crazy, surgery. Woo! I'm not sure. There's a lot of guys out there like, I want to get bigger. So it's like, you know, you can have surgery. And what you end up with is medical grade silicone that, you know, basically it'll slice you open, put the medical grade silicone in there, and then stitch it back up. Pain. Pain. I mean, I'd have to be in anesthesia for a long time. So it becomes a problem. And, you know, this is approved by the FDA. I'm not sure how, but okay. And so you have some issues that can come up because it's surgery. So you have the possibility of infection, the stitches coming apart, which is called suture detachment. Detachment, that's just the wrong word for down there. Your implant can actually break apart. That's crazy. So you can end up, you know, with too much. And then you can end up with blood clots in the penile tissue. So there are a lot of issues. There are a lot of problems with that. After surgery, your penis may look significantly bulkier or not shaped the way that you like. So, you know, you go in thinking I'm going to end up with this. You end up with, it's not cute. That is not cute. And of course, you're going to have pain for weeks after that. You know, you can't have sex, obviously, because there's too much pain. Having an erection would probably cause a lot of pain. You're going to have some side effects. And if it does end up like that with some issues, then you're going to have to go back in and have it redone. And remember, this is surgery. So there's permanence to this. So whether you're like, oh, just take it out altogether, you still have the fact that your penis was cut open. So, and also it's going to cost you $15,000 to get started. How about that? And just like I mentioned before, surgery, you're going under anesthesia. You got all these different chemicals they have to put into your body that could actually lower your testosterone and causing other problems. And of course, there's testosterone replacement therapy. Guys, I've been saying this for years. If you know someone who's thinking about doing testosterone replacement therapy, be extremely careful. There needs to be a significant reason, like your body just can't produce testosterone for some medical reason. The reason is because you're taking exogenous testosterone, this testosterone that's outside of your body, synthetic, and you're putting it into your body. And so your body, since it didn't dial it up, is trying to put your body back into homeostasis. So homeostasis is like what your body tries to do. It's going to maintain a regular temperature. It wants you breathing in a certain way. All these things, just homeostasis. So when you have an injection of a hormone into your body is going to react. I didn't dial up this hormone. I didn't dial up this extra testosterone. So I'm going to dial up more estrogen to put the body back in homeostasis. So because you haven't taken care of the root issue, which could be your exercise, your sleep, what you're eating, your level of stress, because you haven't taken care of that, your testosterone level is still going to naturally keep coming down. So you have to keep going back, and they're going to give you more testosterone. And then there's going to be a problem because there's too much testosterone. Now we got to get some estrogen to balance it back up here. And that's what they're trying to do, get the balance up here with chemicals. It's not a good idea. It doesn't work out well. The most important thing to understand about this is that you may need to take it for the rest of your life. And there are guys who are like, okay, I'm 30. You're going to have this bill, this game of hormones for the rest of your life. It's not a good look. It's not a good look at all. And of course, the most insane thing is that you may become infertile. So you go in wanting to, hey, the reason why I'm taking testosterone so I can, get erections and, have more sex. And it's like, nah, you can't have any kids. And, it sort of makes sense because part of the process of you creating life as a man. You create life. Well, if your life is being part of that formation of life is testosterone. So yeah, of course, there's going to be some issues. Yep. All right. So people got some good questions in there. I will be getting those questions in a second. I got you, Alvaro. All right. Dan Lowry. Yep. Good questions. We're going to get to you. All right. Last one. Shockwave therapy. Shockwave therapy is also called low intensity shockwave therapy. You may have seen or heard of the different commercials that are out there. This is a brand new way for men to be able to have great erections without doing anything. Once again, without solving the underlying problems. So, this is a technique that's been used for years in orthopedics to help heal broken bones and injured ligaments and injured tendons. But for this application, it's not FDA approved. And so it is not covered by insurance. So basically what shockwave therapy is, it's a wand device. So basically you're taking this is your penis, and they take this wand and they move it back and forth across from it, with the idea being that this low intensity shockwave is going to loosen up stuff and free up the blood flow in your penis. And it's like, well, there are plenty of issues with that. I'll get to that in a second. But basically, the treatment plan is twice weekly for 3 weeks, followed by 3 weeks without treatment and another 3 weeks of twice weekly treatments. All of that for something that could last for a year. Then you have to go back. Once again, you didn't solve the underlying problem. You want to still have erection issues. So you have something that they're trying to get you to do that's temporary and expensive. Yeah. So you want to be very careful with that. So in conclusion, just go ahead and wrap this up so I can get to those questions. Gas station pills and potions are the worst. Guys, don't go there. Don't go there. Hey, Jaden, Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra kill a chemical in your penis that allows the blood to leave. So you're still going to end up with the same issues. And penis enlargement surgery can cost $15,000 with pain for several weeks. Yeah. And you may end up with a weird looking Johnson. Testosterone replacement therapy can make you dependent for life and infertile. Avoid that. Shockwave therapy is expensive and temporary. And once again, none of these techniques address the underlying issues, so you will have that problem again. Okay. There's no miracle cures out there. There are no miracle fixes. You got a great body. Your body can do some amazing, spectacular things. You just need to take care of it correctly. And that's what we talk about here, because you take care of your body, or the penis is just going to follow. And it's just the way that it is. So once again, guys, we have the video coming out every Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, I go live 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Thursday. Please, if you're on for the first time, make sure you subscribe. If you hadn't hit the like button, go ahead and do that. It's an easy thing to do. Helps us make sure to get those good questions, get the information out to more guys because they need that. So let's go ahead and hit these questions. All right. David, what do you think about the honey supplement wave? I'm not sure about honey supplement. Unfortunately, I don't have an answer for you on that. Honey has a lot of sugar in it. So if you're using it to increase your testosterone, that's going the opposite direction. Sugar decreases your testosterone temporarily. If you have an issue where you have a lot of sugar in your glucose in your system because you just eat a lot of sugar, then it's going to cause even more problems down the road. So if this supplement tastes sweet and you're trying to correct your erection issues, don't recommend it. So once again, hitting Arturo, what business do you have? Supplements for what? AfricanFly.com. Go ahead and check that out. That's where we have a lot of information about this wonderful product. It's an all natural liquid aphrodisiac, increases your testosterone, increases your blood flow so that you have better erections. It does also work for women. All right. Maurice Robinson, one of my coworkers had honey. Okay. He said his head was banging for a week and his Johnson was up for a whole day. He's an older cat, and the young lady asked him what he took. Woo, man. Yeah. That's one of those things that concerns me a lot is when guys, well, and just people, period, just think that all you need to do is just take a pill. Uh, you're going to run into problems later on. All right. So let me see what are some of these other questions. Juan asks, can African fly help with prostate? Um, I can't say yes or no. That's a medical thing. I would say that it's a healthy product. I don't think it would cause harm to your prostate. I haven't heard anybody prostate issues from the ingredients in African fly. I mean, the ingredients in African fly are we have cinnamon, we have sarsaparilla, we have ginger. These are things that you normally consume anyway. We just happen to have it in a specific formulation that works well for your testosterone and your erections overall. All right. We got the questions rolling in. Love it. Thanks, guys. Okay. All right, Jayden asks, and new question, no fap, I mean, one, do sex many things times possible, but not ejaculate. Is safe or good? Not ejaculate and do sex normally. So you're saying that you're having sex and you're not ejaculating? That's not a problem, unless you're trying to have kids. Here's the thing about the way that people think about sex and the way that it actually is supposed to be. There's two different things. So as a man, when you have sex, there's a difference between climax and ejaculating. So climax is that, that orgasm. I'm sorry, orgasm and ejaculating. So orgasm, you feel it, that you lose control of your body and you're giving out your life. That's when you're giving out the life, that's ejaculation. So those are two separate things. So you can have an orgasm without having ejaculation. And for guys who are like, I want to last longer, I want to stay longer in bed, things like that, don't focus on getting to that point. You can just have sex without ejaculating. Yeah, it's not a problem. So, that's just a different way to look at it. So I don't think you have it unless you're not ejaculating, you want to ejaculate, then that's a question. That's a question. All right. Hope that answered that. Hey, Roots. What's going on with you, sir? We got some questions for you. We got some questions when we get here. Where do I get African fly from? Just africanfly.com. That's where the only place it is. We're about to go on to Amazon shortly, and that will allow us to be able to get to ship it out to guys faster around the world, et cetera, et cetera. How long do I have to wait until African fly starts working? It depends on your level of sexual performance. We have the sexual performance scale. It's a scale of from 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest. 10 means everything works. You have spontaneous, on demand, and morning erections. 1 being nothing works. You have some serious problems. And most guys I work with are between 5 and 7. 7 is typically, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. 5 is like a lot more times it's not working. So I need to get something done. So if you're like an 8, 9, or 10, it'll work immediately. I wouldn't say immediately, we're talking about within a half an hour. If you're a 6 or a 7, you probably need to take, we're talking about within a day or 2. And if you're a 5, it may take just a little bit longer. But yeah, that's the pattern. Everybody's body is different, but that's the pattern that we've noticed over the years. And we're talking about a good 20 years. Kevin, can African fly be paired with Tangit Ali? I don't have a problem with that. There are many different herbs out there that can help. So yeah, that's one. We're going to actually be coming out with a brand of that ourselves. Okay. Let me see. Are we going to be at Amazon UK? Yeah, we're trying to get Amazon everywhere. We're trying to get to Amazon everywhere. All right, let me just get back to the top here because we had some questions coming in early on. Let me see. All right, let me see over here. So how much of a size increase can you get? Then how long will it take? Dan. Okay. So most men are between 20 to 30% smaller than they could be because of the lifestyle that we have now. We're sitting down all the time. We're not eating necessarily all the right food. Fresh fruits and vegetables are for some people are a rarity. So you can increase your size. The issue though is on that scale I was mentioning before, you need to be an 8, 9, or 10 for that process to start happening. The reason for that is with African fly, the more you're taking it, the more you have blood flow going into your penis, the more erections you're going to have. Not only during the day, in terms of spontaneous erections and things like that, but also at night. So with more blood flow going in, it's not like a muscle, but you do need, like a muscle, you do need blood flow in order for the size to start getting to its natural state. So yeah, hope that answers that question there. Let's see. How to overcome last moment when girl said hit hard without hold on one second. I gotta straighten on my screen so I can see this question. How to overcome last moment when a girl says hit hard without fail, those precious moments, those 10 seconds. Okay, so I'm guessing I'm not completely understanding that question, Jaden. If you could rephrase that and put that in there, I want to make sure I get to you. Adube, my hope I'm saying that correctly. I saw your comment earlier today. My bedroom issue started July and I got over it. It started again in September. Haven't been able to get over it. Like I'm scared and anxious to have sex with my wife. During oral sex, I'm fine. Okay, so yeah, interesting. I think I'm not sure what part of the world you're in, if it's cooler in September or not, but definitely a couple of things. Guys have cycles too, depending on the time of the year, especially when it starts getting cooler, things like that. If you had bedroom issues in July and again in September, what has happened? So basically, all guys, if you have erection issues, there is a pattern that's off. You have a pattern that you've been doing. You're naturally supposed to be having erections for your entire life. Unfortunately, because of the way we live, that isn't happening. So what is the pattern? We call it ESEIS. That's ESEIS, energy, sleep, exercise, intermittent fasting, and your soul. So if you're doing these 5 things every day, when we're talking about the energy, we're talking about eating live food. That's what we call it. That's why I don't call it just eating. I call it energy. There's a huge difference because a lot of people are eating dead stuff. You need to get live stuff, vegetation, things that got energy from the sun. You eat that, you get that energy. That's the way it's supposed to work. So if you're doing that, you're getting your 8 hours of sleep, you're getting exercise, especially high intensity interval training. You're doing intermittent fasting to give your body a break in terms of the amount of food that you're eating. So you're not eating for like a 16-hour window. And also your soul. How are you relating to the world? You get stressed out, all these different things. So if you're able to find where you are with that pattern, what is off, then you'll be able to determine, because obviously things are working before and now it's stopped. So what has changed? There has to be something that's changed. So, I hope that answers your question there, sir. All right, so Chandra, what to do when we ejaculate fast rather than a bit late? All right, so premature ejaculation, you're not ejaculating when you want to. All right, so a couple of things. First thing, congratulations, you got a woman so fine, you're ejaculating faster than you want to. Second thing is, and this is counterintuitive, but look for more foreplay. The issue is that your stamina isn't up. And so more testosterone you have, the more stamina you have. That's why a lot of guys who take African fly use it to work out, because it increases your strength, your testosterone, your stamina. So if you're going to, if you're having this particular issue with foreplay, it increases your testosterone. Seems counterintuitive, but it does work. Also, make sure that you're letting her know. So, you can sort of make it into a game in terms of like, girl, you're turning me on so much. I don't know what to do. So, there are ways to slow down, pace yourself. I would actually recommend that you go back and look at the video I did on premature ejaculation, just because that's a lot to cover right now. But those are the main points right there. I hope that helps out. Okay. All right. Let's rock and roll. Let's rock and roll. Let me see. I think I answered that. If you want to get African Fly, please go to africanfly.com. Let me see. Uh-huh. DJB Thunder, do you have any suggestions for Crohn's disease? Per penis? Unfortunately, I don't. I haven't heard of a fix for that. And there's actually some women tend to like that. Depends on the condition, obviously. So there we go. Let me see what other questions we have here. Can you massage Don Coolio? Don Coolio Sway? I like that name. Can you massage the Johnson with black seed oil for increased size? I've heard of that. I don't think that is really going to make too much of a difference. I mean, give it a try. It may be different for you. I've heard of people saying that it does make a difference for them. The only issue I have is how is that working in terms of it's an oil. So that's like apricot seed oil, grape seed oil, olive oil. it's an oil. So it going in the way your penis increases isn't by is not being held back by the skin. Your skin can grow and shrink can grow. Shrink. I mean, especially on your penis. So that doesn't really do everything. So David had that question about ESEIS. So it's ESEIS. So that's energy, sleep, exercise, and intermittent fasting, and your soul. So, yeah. All right, got it, Dave. Cool. All right. Great question, guys. Great questions. If you're just getting on here and you haven't hit that like button, please do that so we can get this information out to more guys. And please subscribe. We do videos every Thursday, 9 p.m. The live video that you're on right now, so we can get these questions answered. All right. Let me see. I think I got to that one. You can. All right. Anything on Atote? Unfortunately, no, not familiar with that. That's the great thing I like about this, guys. You guys come with all types of. There's a lot of products out there. A lot of products. That's Shri. Hello. Oh, yep. All right. So Michael had a good question. He's asked about, I'm assuming, how long will it take to see results? I'm on my third bottle and I haven't seen any results yet. Which results are you looking for? Sorry. Please let me know that and we can dive into it. And let me say this, African Fly does work for a great many men. Obviously, everybody's body is different. So there's a possibility it may not work for you, but that's the reason why we have our refund policy. So, we want to help as much as possible. That's the reason why we do the videos, answer questions. We just want to help. So cool. Great question. But yeah, if you could let me know what that is. We're actually going to be doing something. We're going through the process right now of size and morning wood. Okay. Let me just say this right quick. We're going through the process of fine tuning our group training and our group sessions and everything, so we get more guys and get a little bit more personal, especially for guys who order African Fly and they're having issues. Let's find out. Is it the pattern that's going on? Is it what's going on? All right. So Michael was saying that how long will it take? Is on the third bottle. He's looking for more size and morning woods. All right. When it comes to the size, as I mentioned before, you need to be 8, 9, or 10 on that. And also morning wood. Morning wood is the highest. That's because morning wood and spontaneous are really the highest in terms of your erection strength. And that's because, your testosterone is highest in the morning. And that's the reason why you would have an increase in morning erections. You actually have an increase in erections overnight. So a couple of things. What's your eating like? If you're eating a lot of meat, then you're not getting testosterone built overnight. You're also not getting more blood flow to your penis overnight. And so you're going to do that. So you're going to end up with some issues reconnecting. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. All right. So yeah. I'm sorry we jumped off there for a hot second. We are back. So there were a bunch of questions. I was just on a question. I want to make sure I got that. So yeah, as far as so for morning, if you're not getting morning wood, you need to be an 8, 9, or 10. That does require work. When I talk about that exercise, what you eat, how you sleep, all of that piles in. African fly can move you up that scale. So if you're a 5, 6, or 7, it can move you up a point or two, but you need to do the extra work to keep going. David asked a great question. Natural Viagra, watermelon. Oh yeah. Is there something better? Mm, it could be, but here's the thing. If you're eating fresh fruits and vegetables, that is going to happen anyway. And the reason why you're looking for, a natural Viagra like watermelon is because you don't have these other things that are in your system. So you're looking for something to boost. So I would say just go ahead and, eat that. Watermelon definitely has L-citrulline, and so that helps with nitric oxide. It helps with your with blood flow to the penis. So yep, yep. Hope that answered that. Ah, okay. All right, Jaden. That's a. Ooh, hold on. Give me a second to think on that one. That's a good question. It's a deep question. All right. DJB Thunder. Penis exercises. Um, I'm not really a fan of when you say exercise. Sometimes that means like if you're trying to add weight to it or you're trying to do something. Remember, your penis is sensitive, and so other than you just want to be careful because when people talk about exercises, like I'm pulling on it, I'm trying to do something like that, you can actually tear a nerve and cause like some really, really bad issues. So be very careful with that. I don't recommend penis exercises. Your penis isn't a muscle. There's smooth muscles in it. It doesn't function like a regular, our skeletal muscles. So it's a big difference there. All right. Pomegranates. Damon, yeah. Pomegranates, great. Yeah, any fruits or vegetables. Pine pollen, yep. I haven't used pine pollen myself, but yeah. Someone did ask a question. I missed it. Do I take African fly? Hell yeah. Of course. I've taken more African fly than anybody on the planet. I've been taking African fly for over 20 years and still alive, things still working. And the thing that I like to point out to guys is like, as with anybody else, my body changed over the years. And so it went from like, I started using African fly at 25. And so now, years and years and years later, it was like at 25, I would say I was already sitting there 9, 10. So taking African fly, that's, within a half an hour, it's like, oh my goodness, this is wonderful. As I've gotten older, it was like the need to exercise became more, the need to pay more attention to food became more of a necessity. So these are the things that, that's the reason why early on when I was talking about African fly, I was just talking about sexual performance techniques. That's not how I found it, know about premature ejaculation, those technique issues that you have to worry about. But, now it's more about health because I saw it myself. It was like, oh yeah, I went from this weight to this weight. I went from this strong to not so strong. All these different things that happen, stress levels, and just the pile up of feast over the years. It's like, Super Bowl feast, basketball feast, Thanksgiving feast, all these eating wrong things led up to me not being able to perform the way that I wanted to. And so not only taking African fly, but I had to change my patterns, change my eating habits, and that made the difference. All right, cool. All right, Michael, I'm glad to hear that. He says, I cut out meat a week ago and have been staying away from sugar, alcohol, etc. We'll keep trying. Yeah, it does work. It does make a difference. Your body wasn't designed to not perform. You're a man. That thing like, oh, yeah, he got a baby at 75. I wouldn't recommend that, but that would require an erection. So, All right. Yeah, David. Yep. Skeletal muscles and penile muscles, two different types of muscles. Do you know if consuming weed causes issues? When you say consume weed, are you talking about smoking weed or chewing weed? Actually, it doesn't make a difference. So really, it's a question of the THC. Back in the day, with Dizzy Gillespie, with jazz, all this other kind of stuff, you're talking about the 40s, the 30s and 40s when weed was underground popular. They didn't have this high level of THC. This was not Snoop Dogg's weed, where it's like you smoke it and you look like Cat Williams said, you got high, ha, 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 ha. So high you looking down at the earth. Nah, that will mess with your erections. So you want to be very careful with the THC compared to the CBD. So that's the reason why they have CBD oils and that's THC oils. Ooh, do they have THC oils? That'd be crazy. Anyway, so yeah, you want to be careful with that. All right, Roots, got a question. Uncle B, what can we do to slow down the penis from shrinking? Very important. It looks like mine is getting smaller. Use it more. It's a use it or lose it tool, one. Two, if it's getting smaller, I'm assuming that you're moving on in age, then you really have to pay attention to what you eat and your exercise and your sleep. All of that stuff plays a part. That you should. The shrinking can be a possibility, but it doesn't have to be. You just have to make changes in your life. It's the same thing as, you watch guys who are go to the gym. There are guys in there who are 65 who are swole, who work out constantly. And it's like, well, yeah, it's like my nephew asked me, it's like, oh, well, how long do you have to work out? I'm like, for your entire life. You have to pay attention to your health for your entire life. So, yeah, you can reverse that situation, and please do. All right. Great question, guys. Great question. Once again, if you're just on here, please go ahead and hit that like button. That helps us out a lot. I think I've got these questions in. Did I miss anybody? Two Ward, nuts and watermelon will help a whole lot, right? Watermelon, definitely. Nuts, be careful with if you're trying to lose weight. And also be careful whether or not you get the kind with salt on it. Because if you're just constantly just pounding your body with salt, you're going to run into problems, especially those planters, the cashews and stuff like that. Cashews have got a lot of fat, so you have to be very careful with it. Just if you want to eat nuts, just get a handful. That's it. I know some people get the whole can, the big tub that they have, and just keep on going with it. You're going to pick up some weight if you keep doing that. So be very careful. All right. So we get let me say a bunch of questions. We got two questions about ejaculation and when, and the concern for ejaculation when the girl is at her peak. How to keep going nonstop without ejaculating. All right. Yeah, once again, that's a stamina question. That is it's a stamina question. It's also a technique question because, what I talked a couple of weeks ago about priming the pump, about taking your time. So if you just immediately hop in and go, you're going to run into some issues because you're wearing yourself out and you're really not doing her any favors until you're at that point. So if you're priming the pump, as in you're taking your time, you're just enjoying it. It's like a slow applause. You just get to a point where it's like, there you go. So during that time where you're priming the pump, you're actually increasing your level of testosterone. Right then and there, you're giving yourself the time to get into the mood so that when you're going harder, you want to go nonstop, you want to please her, then you can do that. So yeah. And also remember, why you're doing this techniques to making love. And so just going in and out isn't the only thing you can do. You can use your hands. It's an all over technique of just touching her in different places. The idea isn't just to slam it all the way out. The idea is to give her as much pleasure as possible. Now, for some women, they do want you to go hard and oblige, enjoy yourself. But, there's other ways you can please her also. Okay. Hope that helps out with that. Juan, what about if you eat meat once a week? Can your body make testosterone safely? Yeah, your body's going to make testosterone more or less regardless. The issue that you're going to have. Okay, well, first of all, let me get to that first part about what about the eating meat once a week. Um, it's not an issue. I mean, the preference is that you don't have to, eat meat at all. But understand, life is life. Is meat all around us, and so if you're consistently, and this is only it's like it's once a week, then yeah, you should be okay. You should be okay. It's not going to. It's better if you don't. But the just recognize that what will happen that one time that you had that one piece of that one piece of meat. When you go to sleep, your erections are not going to be at last as long. So while you're asleep, you get 5 erections while you're asleep on average, and your penis won't get as large. And while you're doing that erection, it's like 8 to 10% smaller, and also you're not going to have the erection time as long as possible. So on the days that you do that, just remember that. Remember that. Remember that. Okay. Mhm. Mhm. Uh-huh. Okay. So let me make sure I got this right for DJB Thunder. You talked about getting yourself to the point of ejaculation and stopping to increase the heat in your penis for women. Is that still true? Uh, oh, okay, okay. Um, those are, I think you're sort of conflating things. When I talked about heat, that's the last stage of erection. There's 4 different stages of an erection. Heat is the stage right before you ejaculate. So if you're, part of practice and understanding this, in terms of trying to get yourself to the largest size possible and being able to maintain it, and we do talk about how you can masturbate to get to that fourth stage and hold it. Now, yeah, that if you can do that, if you can have sex and be inside of her and you hit that heat stage without ejaculating, that's skillful. That takes a lot of skill. That's the reason why I sort of said you have to, with masturbation, you can get to that fourth stage and just try to hold on to it as long as possible. That's where you be your largest size as possible. You're throwing off heat. That's the reason why right before a man has his orgasm, ejaculates, the woman is feeling it too. There's some women who are like, don't come out of me, just stay in there because it's a wonderful feeling for them, I guess. So yeah, so you just want to. Yes, that does still work. It takes skill, it takes patience, but it does work. Yes. Ah, Damon, good question. How do you increase your squirt? So I'm assuming you're saying your ejaculate supposed to come out at 22 miles per hour. Um, how do you do that? Well, you can get some zinc supplements, so you can get more sperm, more ejaculate, if you will. That increases the ejaculate, and it really depends on how turned on you are. So if you're, if you haven't had sex for a while, if you haven't ejaculated for a while, if you're around someone who she's turning you on and you just haven't released, then yeah, you'll get to that point where it's like you can have more of it come out. Be very careful of the different products out there like Semen Max and things like that. They're just trying to sell you some stuff. So it's like, hey, look, you can ejaculate more. I have no idea what's in it, but zinc. You just need zinc. Also, adding more fruits and vegetables to your diet. What you're ejaculating is water, so it's fluid. So the more fluid you're putting inside your body in terms of fruits and vegetables, the more ejaculate you can have coming out. Mark Anthony, what do you think about taking CMOS for increasing male testosterone? CMOS, yeah, that's fine. CMOS has an incredible number of minerals in it. So it definitely helps. And once again, it's something that helps your entire body. So in terms of your penis is a part attached to your entire body. So yeah, it'll help out. So definitely go for it with the CMOS. Mm-hmm. Wes, this is a good question. I'm actually going to do a video about this. How long do you think it takes for your body to start reverse after changing your eating habits? Obviously, depends on where you started from, but it's actually really quick. It's really quick. For people, when I say it's really quick, it's like for people who have diabetes and who want to get off diabetes, they fast. You can fast your way off of diabetes. Your body is naturally always the way you lose weight is by breathing your wind back. So 86% of it's coming out by your breathing. So your body is always repairing, it's always getting rid of waste. That's the reason why you have CO2 that's coming out constantly. So if you help your body by not adding in stuff that's not shouldn't be in there, then it's pretty quick. It's actually very quick. So I would say within 2 weeks. It just depends on what results you're looking for. A lot of times when people do this, they're like, "Oh, I'm just looking to lose weight." I always say that's not a good way to do it. Weight is just a measurement. But when it comes to your actual health, you're going to feel different. Things that you didn't even pay attention to. Like when I went from eating 200 animals a month to cutting that down, I didn't realize it took me a while to, like 2 winters, to realize that I don't have dandruff anymore. Yeah. So look for things like that. That little ache that you had, always woke up with the elbow or the shoulder or something like that. All that stuff will start going away. Your skin will get clearer. It's actually pretty quick. One, I don't think I get erections while I sleep. That would be a big issue. There is a technique to find out. I don't want to tell you that right now because I don't have the specific information. But yeah, if you're having erections during the day, you're having erections during the night. That's just how the body works. Hopefully that answers that question. Just want to answer Sri right quick. What is African fly? African fly is an all natural liquid aphrodisiac made from 8 different herbs that increases your testosterone and your blood flow so that you can have stronger erections and more sex. Works for men and women. All right. Woo. Yeah, Chuan, got you, Juan. That's a blessing from the heavens. Okay. Great question, guys. Appreciate it. All right, Alan. What are your top 5 fruits or vegetables that strengthen your erections? Just fruits and vegetables. I want to be clear about that. I mean, obviously watermelon, spinach. Let me see. There was a orange and garlic. Actually using those in combination. All right. So yeah, but here's the thing I want to make. Like I said before, I want to make sure this is clear. Just eating the fruits and vegetables are going to help. You're helping your entire body. So, with watermelon, we call it nature's Viagra, simply because it has a lot of L-citrulline in it and it helps increase blood flow. But outside of that, if you're eating, because watermelon isn't all over the planet, humans are all over the planet having sex all over the planet. So you can go to a completely different country on the other side of the planet and eat the fruits and vegetables that are there and be healthy. So it isn't a particular fruit or vegetable. There are over 250,000 edible plants on the planet. We eat about 4%. So there's some other things out there. Remember where pomegranate wasn't a thing? Then all of a sudden it's pomegranate. Yeah. Back in the day, they brought oranges from Florida to England. And like, ooh, look at this. It's a wonderful thing. It's an orange. It's plants all over the planet. So yeah. Just eat more of those. Oh yeah, beets, spinach, and watermelon. Yep, beets definitely. Shri, how to use African fly? Does it have any side effects? The 2 side effects of African fly are that your hands and your feet will feel cooler because it's drawing blood to your genital regions, and also for if you take it late in the evening, you better be having sex or doing a workout because it'll keep you awake. It is a stimulant. So no, outside of that, those are the only side effects to worry about. Ali asks, does anything work to make the penis bigger? There are some techniques. that I did a video about that penis enlargement. So please check that out. Taking African flag can help, but you need to be doing a lot of other things because you need to be at 8, 9, or 10 in order for that to happen on the sexual performance scale. So your eating has to be on point, your sleep has to be on point, and it's a process. It does take, even if you're good, it's going to take 2 to 3 months for things to start working because you just need to increase the blood flow into your penis on a consistent basis, on a more consistent basis. Okay. Uh, all right. Uh huh. Juan, my man, I like that. Said Uncle B, I changed my diet. Really don't eat meat as much, and I'm on my second bottle of African Fly. 2 nights ago, my wife told me that my penis got thicker and it felt bigger. Sir, congratulations. I love hearing stuff like that. Yes, yes. I'm so glad. I'm so glad this all worked out for you. Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yeah. I don't feel them because I'm asleep. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Right. Mm-hmm. All right. Sure. So, African fly, how to consume it? Is it like medicine, tablet, or drink, or how about? So, African fly is a liquid tincture. So, it's you're taking about a teaspoon of it for one serving, morning, afternoon, early evening, and just do that on a consistent basis, and it'll help you move up the sexual performance scale. Here we go. That's it. And of course, go to africanfly.com. Tons of information on there. We got the blog, we got videos, we got descriptions of it. Check out the testimonials. We have tons of testimonials. Thank goodness. Uh-huh. Hold up. Mark, I'm taking 1 dropper of African fly a day. It's not working. I'm taking enough? No. Mm-mm. You need to take more. You're taking one, not 1 dropper. You need to take 3. What is it? 1 teaspoon is typically 3 dropperfuls. So you want to just, even if you just grab a teaspoon, just pour it straight into there to make sure you get the right amount. Yeah, so you need 3. And you want to take that morning, afternoon, and early evening. Then you'll see those results that you're looking for. Okay. David asks, what exactly does the African fly do for women? Same thing it does for men. But here's the difference. For men, our testosterone level is 10 times higher than women. Women's is about right here. When women take African fly, the testosterone levels moves up. Typically, they become more aggressive and horny because they're not used to that. However, there's still the 80-20 rule of sexual performance, which is for men, 80% of your sexual performance is physical because you have a member that needs to move. And for women, 80% of their sexual performance is mental. So though African fly can help, it is an aphrodisiac. If she's like, nah, I just don't want to have sex, and her mind is set on, nah, I just don't want to have sex, and she has physical issues, you definitely going to run into some problems. African fly isn't going to be as effective. But for guys, generally overall, very effective. Is African fly like Viagra? No. Viagra is actually a product that stops the blood flow from leaving out of your penis. It doesn't fix the issue. The issue is your testosterone is low and your blood flow to your penis isn't what it should be. And overall, you're just not as healthy as you should be. So you need to increase your health. Uh-huh. David, how do I sneak it into my wife's diet? I can't say that. I'm not going to give you that. And I'll just say this, period. I mean, let her know. Just let her know. But, you want to be very careful. I've talked about this before. Some guys are like, oh, if I get African fly, I can put it in somebody's drink and we'll see what happens. Do not do that. You don't know what medication they're on. Assuming because it's your wife, you know what medications and things like that, but you want to be very careful. I have heard of people who snuck it into their wives' tea. Ooh, I'm not talking about anybody in particular, but yeah, and it does have a strong taste. It does have a strong taste. So it's hard, but apparently it worked. James Brown. All right. I'm 51. When I ejaculate, I don't get that special good feeling. How long has that been an issue with your James? I mean, is it painful? Because if it's painful, there's something else going on. So yeah, we need to get more information. All right. So guys, I'm going to have to wrap up a little bit closer than what we normally do. I like, we're at an hour typically. I like going over. However, I'm going to be traveling to Kentucky to go see family. So got to get up early in the morning. But I do want to just go ahead and get a couple of questions. Any last questions? Hurry up and get them in so I can answer. How many hours of sleep would you recommend? 8 hours of sleep, all the way up to 9. If you work out a lot, you can go up to 10. Athletes like LeBron James and Serena Williams get a lot of sleep because when you sleep, that's when your testosterone forms. And so that's the reason why, you wake up with a morning erection because your testosterone level is the highest first thing in the morning. So it's not only just getting that amount of sleep, but also getting high quality sleep. So, there are certain things you can do in terms of having a night mask where you're not getting light coming in. You want to make sure your electronics aren't around. It's better to read a book than to look at technology before you go to sleep, especially because it's giving you light and your body's confused. It's like, is it daytime or nighttime? What's going on? So yeah, sleep is very important. Woo! My staff is laughing at this one. But let's go for it. All right. Does licking a woman's parts of a woman feel good or not? I love to, but my girlfriend's friend is a girlfriend's friend is afraid. Who are you licking? I love to, but my girlfriend is afraid of any infections. Nah, you're fine. I mean, unless something's seriously wrong with you, she's not going to have any infections. So, nah, you're good. You're good. Actually, there are a ton of bacteria that gets exchanged between the two, and just humans. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. All right. Oh, good. All right. Cool. We don't have any more questions. Guys, thank you so much for being on. Please check out the show next week. We always got a banger for you. And so if you're still on, you haven't hit the like button, do that. Otherwise, I want to say thank you to my nephew nation. Thank you to my uptown uncles for being on. I appreciate you. We will see you next week and have a wonderful time. All right. Uncle B saying, get your game up. Peace out. You're welcome, David. You're welcome.